The other day I stumbled across this article of a man named Andrew who went on a long vacation and came back unrecognizable. He gained a full British stone. I have no idea how much that is, but it looks like a lot. Andrew, bro, what are you doing? It's crazy to think how bad habits can just sneak up on us, and the way I've been acting the past couple months, it started to have me thinking about myself a lot. So I decided for the next 30 days, I'm gonna clean things up and get back on track, and of course, every journey starts with day one. Jan 1, day 1, I went to bed at 10 p.m. last night. I can't do the midnight thing anymore. I just can't do it. And I am so excited to get this thing going. I have been eating so much food the past couple months. Forget Santa. I need a sleigh to get around. I just feel heavy, and I am just so excited to get dialed back in and get consistent again. It is time to weigh in day 1. I'm expecting it to be like 204, but we'll see. What's the damage? 204.7 pounds. I don't think I've weighed that much in the morning for like 12 plus years, so that just makes for a good starting point. I will say things could have been a lot worse. My training has been so-so. I've been kind of lacking on the 10,000 steps a day, and my diet, I mean, I think the only thing off limits were the reefs and my in-laws. Otherwise, I was eating actually everything, so. I feel like I look like a bear / naked mole rat hybrid right now. It's all gonna be about breaking the bad habits that I built up over the past couple months. It's all about being consistent again with my steps, my training, and my diet, and that's all it takes. And this is the first time I've ever had a coach for a cutting phase in my entire life, but you're gonna find out who it is very soon. And I'm just so excited to actually feel hungry again. And I know I'm gonna regret that very soon. See you in 30 days. January 31st, 30 days have gone by, and I just hit another low weigh-in of 194.2 pounds. So I'm down 10.5 pounds in 30 days, which is pretty good. Time for the physique update. I'm gonna show you guys some of my staple meals today. Now, when I think of childhood, I think about looking at my reflection in a glass of milk and peanut butter and jam sandwiches. PB&J sandwiches are pretty elite, but the downside is they have no protein, which is making me resent my mom now that I think about it. Why were you feeding me that? How can we get the best of both worlds? Well, we are gonna make a PB&J protein roll-up. So in here I have mixed together 40 grams of Kodiak pancake mix, 1 scoop of protein powder, 50 grams of egg whites, 50 grams of cashew milk, and a dash of cinnamon. Now we're gonna bring it over to the pan that I have preheating, and we're gonna pour the whole entire thing and cover the entire surface. Now we're gonna move it to the outside. It's kind of just like you're making a crepe. So now we're just gonna let it sit and do its thing. So the calories that I've been consuming on a daily basis, 2,500 to 2,550. So the reason I give myself a range is if I just said 2,500 calories and then one day I have like 2,512, I'd feel like a failure. So for just my mental well-being, I think a range is always your best bet. Ooh. I'm gonna turn that off and just let that cook the remainder of the way. Now we're gonna do our peanut butter filling. So in the bowl, I have 15 grams of PB2. I'm also gonna add some real peanut butter as well. So it's just like adding tissues into a bra. We're adding artificial volume with the PB2 to make it look like we're having a lot more of the real stuff. So we're gonna add 15 grams to give us a little bit of flavor, right? That's 18. Oh shit. That's a risk I'm not willing to take. Look how much peanut butter that is. It literally looks like 3 tablespoons, but the same calories as like 1.5. Got our base, gonna spread on our peanut butter. Now what I'm gonna do is add some sugar-free jam. So it has all the sweetness without the baggage, that being white sugar. It's only 4 calories per tablespoon. So I'm gonna add roughly 4 tablespoons, which is only like 16 calories. Pretty much nothing. I'm gonna press that in. And now it's time to roll it nice, tight, and compact, just like in the woods behind school. So here. And there is your peanut butter and jelly protein roll-up. I'm telling you now, If you guys want to experience what I'm experiencing right now, you definitely can. All the recipes will be in the description. Now I want to go over my daily weigh-ins on this healthy journey. They will be on the screen right now. And as you can see, weight loss is definitely not linear at all. And just because your weight goes up does not mean it's fat. You don't need to go through drastic measures to kind of cut the weight back down, because as you can see, once I hit a low weigh-in, it kind of goes back up for a few days, but then it always drops down. So at the end of the day, you have to trust what you're doing every single day. Don't second guess yourself, because if you second guess yourself and just look at the scale, that is when you go down this really bad path that you don't want to go on. So just trust yourself, don't get discouraged, you're doing the right thing. And yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with 10.5 pounds down. Fluctuation happens, it is normal. Current split right now prescribed by coach, wait for it, Dr. Mike Israetel. Yeah, I said it. So we got day 1, chest and back, day 2, shoulders and arms, day 3, legs, side delts, and biceps. Then we have an off day. The next day we have upper body, and then the day after that we have lower body and arms, and then another off day. So 5 days a week. I have been loving it. Today is day 1, chest and back. My favorite day to train, starting off with the cambered bar machine chest press. A lot of gyms don't have this, and if you don't have this, the only thing that you really need to do is use dumbbells and come all the way down, even past your chest, extreme full range of motion. Usually people on a cut will gradually start losing strength as the weight goes down, but my strength has actually been going up. And I think that has a lot to do with how I've been adjusting my calories throughout the week, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But honestly, throughout this entire 30 days, I have not even felt like I've been dieting, because what I'm doing right now is very sustainable, and I know that I can keep this up for the long term, which is the most important thing. Exercise number 2, incline chest press machine, 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps. Typically what I would do is a chest exercise followed by a back exercise, alternating just to give the muscle group time to rest. But Mike wants me doing all my chest first and then back, because of
systemic fatigue, the fatigue generated from all kinds of training, doesn't enhance the training process, it impairs it. Local fatigue, the fatigue to the target muscle itself, typically enhances the training process, at least to some extent. You can lift more weight on chest training if you do chest, then back, then chest, than if you just do chest and then chest. And the best part, you get the biggest pump, so that's the best thing about it.
Added a rep from last week, I'll take it. Exercise number 2, 2 sets, 12 to 15 with the pec deck fly, which by the looks of it, I'm probably gonna have to switch up the exercise pretty soon. Typically, per workout, I'm hitting 8 to 10 hard working sets per muscle group. Right now, chest is fried. So even just 2 sets, that's all I need. If you're used to alternating muscle groups, highly recommend trying doing everything at once. The pump that you get, next level. First exercise for the back, lat pull down, 3 sets, 12 to 15.
Myo reps are the basic idea. It's a subcategory of rest pause reps. It means with myo reps, you do something like 15 reps close to failure. You put the weight down, you rest 5 or 10 seconds, and you crank out another, generally 3 to 8 repetitions. Rest, do it again, and maybe again and again. Why? Compared to straight sets, myo rep sets for the same number of total repetitions may take a small fraction of the time, but grow more muscle. Does that mean they're the ultimate answer? No. But does that mean they're an excellent variation you could try in your training? Absolutely.
I got 13 reps there. So the goal for the next 2 sets is to get 13 no matter how long it takes. So if I get 9, I fail, rest 5 seconds, bang out another 2, fail again, bang out another 2, that's 13. It's just as hard on your forearms as it is on your lats. Oh. Next exercise for the back is the seal row, 3 sets, 12 to 15. This one, do not need a lot of weight. It is very difficult. The one thing you don't want to do is when you row, you don't want your chest to come up with you. That's cheating the weight. So you want to keep your chest on here the whole entire time and just focus on extending as far as you can and bring your elbows as far back behind you as you can. Last exercise of the day is machine high row. So the main thing that I've really switched up on this new plan is I'm like way more so training like a bodybuilder. better range of motion, way more control with the weights, not really focusing on the amount of weight, and just really getting a good contraction and kind of just leaving my ego at the door. When you do like the whole systemic fatigue thing where you have to train everything at once, the weight's just naturally gonna have to go down. So it's just getting okay with that. And I've been seeing the positive outcomes with that. So 2 to 3 sets, depending on how I feel, and that will be the workout. I'm usually very anti-straps, but definitely necessary with this. I hate this one. The thing that I've been most happy about so far in this transformation is my side delts, I think, have really come up. And the interesting thing is I have completely stopped pressing altogether. I've just been doing a shitload of lateral raises 3 times a week. And I've noticed a massive difference in the cap. And it's just shaping everything up. And also like, I feel like my chest is shaping up nice. Legs are coming in. Legs have actually been getting a lot stronger on the cut. So things have just been really, really good so far. Time for the post-workout meal. I was going out pretty much all the time because I get lazy at lunch. I don't want to cook, and that's a bad habit because calories can add up. So I've committed to making my lunches every single day. And just by default, I've been making open-faced sandwiches every day because you can have them as many ways as you can have me. The possibilities are endless. So it starts with a good base, right? And this bread, it's a secret. I feel like I'm gonna ruin it for myself, but look at this. Power slice, per slice, 15 grams of protein, 110 calories. So 30 grams of protein in that. Very filling. This is the brand if you guys wanna pick it up, or don't pick it up because I like it. I have an avocado on me, so I'm just gonna spread that on top, a full one, which is around 120 grams. I love me some feta cheese, roughly 30 grams of that, which is 1 serving, 90 calories. Then our tomato slices, boom, boom. We look like a typical sorority sister right now, so it's time to add some meat. Meat is important, and my philosophy with this toast is like my philosophy in college. Throw any meat you want in, just make sure you don't regret it the next morning. So I've been liking this turkey slices, 50 calories for 3 slices. I do 4. It's the most natural one I could find of like the really processed stuff. It is processed, but it's like it's like the nicest natty influencer that I'm opting for. You know, like we know he's fake natty, but like we're giving him the pass. I put this together in like what, 2 minutes, and it's delicious. If you're really down bad, you can swap the toast for rice cakes. You can mix Greek yogurt with green food coloring to replace the guacamole. Like I said at the gym, I have not felt like I'm dieting, and that's because I feel like I've spaced my calories out during the week in a really good way, in a way that's very sustainable for me. So 5 days of the week, I have 2,500 to 2,550 calories that I'm pretty strict on. During the week, typically on Wednesday, I have 1 free meal, which could be whatever I want within reason. Because I like to go out to eat, so it's important for me to be able to go out to eat on a diet. On the weekend, I have 1 meal where I can have whatever I want. And that has been a really good system for me because typically on a diet, I go from one extreme to the other. I go to all the time and then I completely cut it out. I can't sustain that. So by me having like a kind of like a free meal where I'm being pretty conscious and then another one where I'm going wherever I want, it's been really good for me.
When your body's pushed to its limits, if you throw a couple of days at it, maybe several days of higher calories, you get to restore, replenish, recover, drop that diet fatigue, and get ready for another solid push right after. You may be able to enhance how much muscle you retain, how much fat you lose in a sustainable way with that high-low approach. It's not mandatory, but definitely something to consider.
The easier that you can make a diet, the better that it is. So if you can continue to lose weight and feel like you're not really dieting, that is very good. I'm gonna show you guys a quick little grocery haul of some of my staples over the past 30 days. Some of the things are pretty typical me. Other things, kind of new implementations, so I'll show you what I got. First thing I get, rotisserie chicken. I'm tired of like just raw chicken breast. This has a lot more flavor, and it's pretty reasonable. $12.99 lasts me around like 3 dinners, so it's probably my favorite spinning meat lately. Pumpkins get their own season. I think squash should too for cutting season because a lot of volume, very little calories. So I get a bunch of different options. It's really good when you just like bake them. A little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of butter. I also get a couple of these Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm pretty sure the lowest calorie potato that you can get. Very high volume and very filling. Another thing I get is wild caught salmon. I always get the frozen one. I have a bunch of like pre-packaged 4-ounce fillets. Calories, really good, only 130 calories. A good lunch option, defrosted in the morning and it's good to go. And omega-3s. I usually just try to look for whatever is the best deal of ground meat for the week because this is not where I want to blow a load. So I just look, sometimes it's ground beef, sometimes it's the turkey, sometimes it's the chicken. I think today it is the ground beef, just a little treat. There we go. Next one, Orzo, which is technically a pasta, but it still feels like rice's bigger brother. This has been like a go-to lately. Dinner, we're making a recipe tonight with it. I could go with this, but I do think self-love is important, so I'm not going to. This one is 80 calories, not too bad, but this one over here is 70 calories. Same serving size, we're going with this. Bears are always welcome in my house, so I just stock up on these. I always also get a big bag of frozen strawberries, good for a sweet tooth, mix it up in the protein sludge, game changer. Lowest calories by far of fruit. So 1 cup, 50 calories. Blueberries are like 90, so always strawberries. If you're gonna wrap it up, you may as well wrap it up responsibly. So you can go to the bakery for wraps, or you can come to like the Mexican section, and they always have lower calorie wraps. So I like these ones here, corn tortillas, littler, use them for breakfast burritos, 2 wraps, 100 calories, only 50 calories per. Can't go wrong. Dinner time, everybody, and this recipe I'm about to show you is so easy. I'm pretty sure prisoners in like a minimum security prison could also make this. So it's a 1-pot Cajun Orzo. So in the pan right now, I have a little bit of red onion and green pepper sauteing away. Now what I'm gonna do is add 1 heap tablespoon of the Cajun seasoning. You can add more if you like it really spicy, like a heap, just like that. All right, over here, I have 6 ounces of the rotisserie chicken and a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes. A lot of olive oil, a lot of fat in this, so just not too much. I'm gonna bring it over to the pan. Add that in. Next up, what we're gonna do is add a big, massive heap tablespoon of some tomato paste, like that. Look. I have half a cup of Orzo, dry measure, add it in. And then I'm gonna mix it up with everything so all of the grains get some of the spices on it. And then last but not least, I have a little over a full cup of chicken broth that I heated up so it just makes the cooking process a bit faster. I'm gonna add it in, mix one more time, then we cover it and wait, it's done. It's that simple. Okay, we're just gonna let that simmer and do its thing. Now typically what I would be doing is snacking on this rotisserie chicken. I probably have another half of it and just like not even accounting for it. Aimless snacking was like my biggest downfall the past couple months, and I completely cut it out. I don't even know why I was doing that. I just had this like I don't care mentality, and that's just really bad because it translates into everything else that you do. I was lacking in my diet, and then I went to my steps. I was like, well, 9,000 steps is pretty much 10, so I wasn't getting 10,000 steps. And then I carried over into the gym. I was like, I don't want to do 3 sets. I'm just going to do 2. So I was getting lazy, and it's just like it's crazy how just like one thing is like a domino effect. So make sure whatever you do, just do it to the best of your ability because it's gonna bite you in the ass. And I didn't think it was gonna happen to me, but it did. Now look how delicious that looks. The Orzo has puffed up, but I still wanna go a little bit further. So you could add cream, which would be amazing, but like I'm not that much of a daredevil. So what we're gonna do is add a little bit of cashew milk with some cornstarch in it. So cornstarch is just a thickening agent, and we're just gonna add that in with it. It's gonna make it a little bit creamy. Once the Orzo receives the cashew milk, it's time to plate it up. Another good thing about this recipe, no cleanup, not at all. So your wife won't get mad at you. I learned my lesson. Time to plate up. This is why I love Orzo. Look at that volume. Like it's unmatched. Don't sleep on Orzo. Dinner, always the biggest meal of the day because we don't want to go to bed hungry. We never do, unless you're a psychopath. Cajun chicken Orzo, this has probably been my dinner every single night for the past week. And when you try it, you'll know why. It is so good. I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. Remember, you don't need to be perfect, just be good most of the time. Peace.